I basically 10x'd my profit per hour by switching to lots.
Holy cow!
What's up, everybody? Paul Carl here. Today I'm going to go over my numbers from October, which was my first full month of specializing in lots, compared to some of these previous months where I was doing the singles with a maxed anchor store, 100,000 active listings. So you can see I did 63 sales, 63 lots, and that generated almost 2,500 in revenue. My fees were 454. I did knock off 280 because that's going to make it look more normal, but let's just include the anchor store. I am paying $300 a month for the anchor store still, even though I don't need it. I have the yearly subscription. It ended this month actually, so next December I won't have to pay $300. I'll only be paying $20. Anyway, the numbers are still great. I'm just showing profit here before cost of goods sold because it can get kind of complicated with your COGS for how you track it and when you write it off. And I don't want to get into that accounting stuff because I'm not an expert or an advisor or anything like that, and I don't want to talk about how I do it. So let's just keep it at zero to keep things kind of equal, because all these cards, they're super cheap, and it's virtually zero per card anyways, less than a penny per card. The thing that's the craziest for me is how close these two numbers are, given the difference in revenue. So about $2,000 difference in revenue, but the profit is only about 400, 500 off. And that gap's even smaller when you consider that I'm overpaying for my eBay subscription right now. The profit margin's almost up to 50% here and almost doubling money here, almost 100% ROI. This month was a really good month because I actually graded some cards and did pretty well on those. So that gave me a nice spike. I do grade cards. I actually sent these ones the PC sports cards, and they were cool, but I wouldn't recommend it. I'm just going to do it myself from now on and not bother with consignment. I thought it would save me time, but somebody either at PSA or PC Sports Cards damaged a few of the cards, and I knew this for a fact because I had scans of all of them. The other thing that is really key to see here is each order takes me about 2 minutes to pick, pack, and ship now. So 63 times 2 minutes, that's 2 hours of shipping here. And I would average about 100 cards an hour, roughly, with the singles. So you look here, that's almost 23 hours to make pretty much the same amount of money here. 23 hours versus 2 hours for picking, packing, and shipping. And then the other thing is I'm scanning depending on whether it's a bulk box or like a 100 card lot, I'm scanning 100 cards versus scanning thousands of cards to get to this number here. So the time it takes to list is also dramatically lower. So this is like a tenth of the time. I basically 10x'd my profit per hour by switching to lots in this first month here. And this is with 100 to 150 listings. Now, what I'm planning to do now is next weekend I'm getting a lot more, I'm getting a truckload of bulk, and I'm going to start scaling this up a lot more and taking some time away from the antique booth thing. What I want to see is if I get to, let's say, 500 active lot listings. Is that 500, will 5xing my store increase my profits 5x? That's what I want to see. I want to see if the sell-through rate scales with it, or if it kind of goes down like you see when you do the singles. So that's something to keep a lookout for in the next update video. The other thing I want to talk about, since you're watching this late in here, I'm going to tell you a little bit about a guy named Soul Price. He's a real old school entrepreneur dude. He started I think it was called FedMart. He was basically the inspiration for Sam Walton with Walmart, Jeff Bezos with Amazon. A lot of these big retailers all learned a ton of important lessons from Soul Price, and I've been learning from him too. There's a concept called the intelligent loss of sales by limiting selection that he pioneered. And he was basically Costco before Costco. He would just buy a bunch of stuff in bulk, sell it at barely a markup, and make money off the membership costs. He kind of took that business model to the mainstream. What Soul Price believed was that customer demand is more sensitive to price than it is to selection. And I think that kind of plays into these lots where you have 100 Nolan Ryan cards. The customer might only need half of them. Maybe there's so many dupes and so many that the guy already owns that he doesn't need all 100 of the cards. But the fact that he can get the 50 that he does need for even 60 cents a card, double, because let's say the lot costs $30, If he can get the 50 that he needs for 60 cents a piece and then have the doubles for free, essentially, that's a way better deal than buying 50 cards at $1 a piece or $2 a piece, plus whatever markup another seller might have. And then they have to go through and find them all and do this and that. And they might not have scans of all of them. So this makes the process of buying the cards faster, easier, and cheaper. Sold price, there was an example he used in his book where there's like this 3-in-1 oil. It would come in 3 different sizes, like the small, medium, large, and like the small ones have the highest price per ounce versus the biggest bottle, you get a lower price per ounce. So by buying in bulk, you save money. That same concept. I'll be losing sales from people who just want one card. But for the people who want to collect a whole bunch of cards of that particular set or that player or that team, I'm going to get a lot more sales because you can't beat that price per card on eBay pretty much. So let's say it's 30 cents a card. You can't beat that on eBay. Not by buying singles, at least. So ultimately what this does is I'm making a much better profit per hour, 10xing my profit per hour. I'm losing the customers. I'm losing a lot of these orders, a lot of these quantities, and a lot of this revenue, but it doesn't affect the bottom line much. And strategically, I'd rather customers like this go to my competitors who are still selling singles. I'd rather Burbank have another 2,000 extra 99-cent cards with free shipping that they have to send out every month, or like another small seller who's maybe competing with me. I'd rather them buy from you for that $1.99 free shipping. And I think there's still a niche for that for people who want to do it on the side as a hobby. I think with lots you can do it on the side as a hobby too, because I've put such little time into eBay that I'm gonna really ramp it up going forward this month after next weekend. One of the concepts that I'm using too is the relisting sold items. eBay already knows that item sells because it was sold. And what I've noticed with my bulk boxes is once, like with my football and basketball and hockey, they're almost always out of stock because they sell so quickly. And so I've been slowly bumping the price up on them. But what I notice is every time I relist them, they sell almost instantly. Within 24 to 48 hours, I'm sold out again. And I think what's happening is eBay knows that those particular listings sell quickly. So when I relist it, they promote it higher in the search rankings than they otherwise would if I did like a sell similar or a completely new listing. And one of the benefits of doing these 100-card lots is I can eventually have a very restricted selection of SKUs so that, let's say the lot of 100 Nolan Ryan card, once it sells, I can scan 100 more cards, create a new listing with my tool, and then basically just delete all the photos on the existing listing when I relist it, delete all those photos, put the new scans there, copy paste the new description, and now that new lot of 100 Nolan Ryan cards, it's being put into the same listing, but the listing's being modified with the new exact scans and the new list of cards. I think what that's going to do is it's going to make it so that every time I sell one of these lots and then I relist it, the relisted version, eBay's like, that's a good listing, I'm going to show it higher. And my listing will then be ranked higher in the search results and hopefully keep things selling quickly. That's something that I'm keeping an eye on to see if that helps or not. I think that it will. If you watch my SEO video, I think you'd probably agree. But anyway, that's enough for my rant today. I just wanted to do a quick update on this and get a video out for everyone. I am also, last thing, I'm working on the lot tool when I can. I'm trying to get like a graphical user interface so that it's more user friendly so that other people could use it without having to like tweak code, because right now it's super ghetto. If I do like a team lot or a player lot, I have like a line of code that generates the titles, and so I gotta comment out all of the different options, and then and what commenting out does is it makes it so that the program ignores that line of code. So I comment out all the different titles except for the one that I want to use, and then if I want to change to a different title, so if I want to change from player lots to team lots, I got to comment out the player lot title code and then uncomment the team lot code. Super ghetto. I'm trying to make it so that you choose that from like a graphical interface where you just like click a checkbox next to a team or set or whatever, and then it'll be easier for other people to use without having to know how to code a little bit. Then it's a tool that I can start offering to everyone if anyone else wants to kind of try this method with me. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.